Powered by Riverside.
What is going on, guys? My name is Kolby Krystofik. I am the owner and operator over at Oxnard Movement. We are on the Movement for Life podcast. This is a podcast that we talk about ways that keep us moving throughout our life. Today, I've got some awesome, super fun news to share with you all. I am also going to talk a little bit more about some of the things that are going on or happening at Oxnard Movement. But before we dive into some of that stuff, let's talk about ways that we moved in the last week. So for me, in the past week, I actually trained 4 or 5 days this past week, CrossFit Weiss. It felt awesome to be able to get that much training in. It's the first time in a long time that I've trained almost an entire full week. I also played pickleball a couple of times last week, which I was super excited about. Being able to get outside and play games is really fun for me. So I really, really enjoyed that as well. And I got to go rock climbing last week as well. We got to take Benji on her very first indoor rock climbing experience. That was a ton of fun. She loved it. We definitely know that she will be back for it. Awesome. I always want to hear ways that you guys are moving throughout your week as well. Send me a DM, put it in the comments here. How did you move in the last week? It doesn't have to be CrossFit. Maybe you did F45. Maybe you did Orange Theory. Maybe you did LA Fitness. Maybe you did a half marathon. Tell me what you did. I want to know how you moved in the last week. Today, we are going to go through 3 different things. At the end of the day, I'm going to share some super exciting news about Oxnard Movement and the vision and the future of what is going to be. So stay tuned, watch all the way through. I want you to hear about that news. Before we do, the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to take a look at our members only page on our Oxnard Movement website and take a look at some of the resources that you guys as members have available to you. Now, if you're listening to this podcast and you aren't a member, but you heard one of these resources or you heard about one of these discounts or services and you're like, oh my gosh, like maybe I want to read that ebook, or I want this resource, or I would like that kind of connection or partner program. Feel free to reach out to me. This podcast is not just geared towards members, but it's also geared out to you guys, the audience that is beyond just our members. So I want to share some of the things that are available to our members at all times. Again, if you're not a member, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM if you're on Instagram and you see this, and I will send whatever you're looking for over to you. My goal is that more people live healthy, more people live happy. So if I can share something like that with you, I am happy to do so. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the Oxnard Movement members only page. When you become a member here at Oxnard Movement, you start to get access to a page on our website, oxnardmovement.com/members. That is a password protected page that only members have access to. This is full of a bunch of different resources for our members, and we continue to build and build on this page. I would love this to be as robust as it possibly could. I would love to continue to give you awesome, amazing resources, in addition to create some awesome partnerships with different businesses and different services that we think are going to help you live healthy, happy lives. So if you are a member, ask me for the passcode. If you are not a member, we can talk about some of this content, and you can ask me for a certain piece of content. I'm happy to send it over to you. If you are a member, go in here and download every single one of these things. They are all available to you for free. The first thing before we talk about downloads, though, is we have a page that is dedicated to a section on this page that's dedicated to discounts for members through different services. We've got a number of different services and products that are local and just people that we think are good businesses to work with. So I kind of want to name some of the businesses and some of the things that are going on for that. The first one that I was super excited about is RX Smart Gear, the jump rope company. They sell much more than jump ropes, but I am the biggest fan of RX Smart Gear. All of our members get 10% off of their purchases if they use the code that is listed in this in our members only page. Again, if you are interested in buying a jump rope with a 10% discount, I can give you that code, but send me an email, send me a DM. This is generated or centered towards our members. RX Smart Gear is one of my all-time favorite jump ropes. It was my first actual jump rope. And I had the handles that I used up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So these handles, they cost me maybe $50. They lasted me close to 10 years as a jump rope. And it was my jump rope. Oftentimes people come into the gym and they use the jump ropes that we have. And of course, we have jump ropes for you. There's different sizes. You might give a different one every single time. You might get one that's a little bit more knotted up or a little bit more bent, or maybe it's a little bit shorter, maybe it's a little bit longer than the one than you last time. So it's a different experience. For an extremely affordable price in that $45 to $65 range, you can get a jump rope that I absolutely love. You can replace the handles for it for very inexpensive, and they make a massive difference for your jump rope. The other, including single unders and double unders, the other great thing about jump ropes is you can take them wherever. Even if you are traveling, the jump rope is probably the easiest piece of gear that you can take with you or carry with you. The next one that we've got on our list is Forever Balanced Body. All of you should definitely know this, but maybe all of you don't. But Forever Balanced Body is run by Amber. She is an incredible massage therapist that works right out of Oxnard Movement. She has a space inside our gym, and both Amber and Kyla give massages on there. And there is a discount for your first massage with her. If you had no idea that she was in here, well, I'm glad that you do. I will tell you that Amber is not a foo-foo, let me rub your back type of massage therapist. She's a massage therapist who, well, you can look at her website for what she specializes in, but she does amazing work with like sports massage as well. The next company, you can also follow her on Instagram, Forever Balanced Body LLC. She posts her appointments, her availabilities for both herself and for Kyla. Definitely, if you've not gotten a massage from one of them, you need to try it. It's pretty amazing. The next one we have is called MoveRX. MoveRX was founded by a friend of mine, originally from Hawaii, has kind of been back and forth between the continental US and Hawaii. He currently now lives back in Hawaii, and he's a physical therapist that has created and worked several years on creating programs for people to help them move pain-free. Oftentimes, as a physical therapist, he only has a certain amount of bandwidth to actually work with clients, to work with athletes on fixing aches and pains, on increasing range of motion in certain areas. And he has created MoveRX as a way that you could remotely get access to all of these programs. So if you're feeling like, hey, I've got issues with some shoulder pain, or if I've got issues with some back stuff or some knee stuff, taking a look at some of his online programs is kind of a no-brainer. They're extremely accessible and extremely inexpensive to go through and take a look at. As a member at Oxnard Movement, you're also going to get 10% off all of the programs in there as well. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Skull and Bones Society. This is life coaching and wealth coaching with Dusty Breeding. Dusty Breeding is a longtime friend of mine, now splitting his time between Austin, Texas, and Ventura, California. I've been friends with Dusty since maybe early 2014, so over 10 years now, and he does an incredible job helping people clarify their vision for their life, the values that they want to live by, creating healthy, sustainable habits for people's financials so that they can win in the long term. He's got an incredible journey when it comes to money, when it comes to making his own way and creating wealth. So he is definitely somebody who leads by example, and an extremely smart person to get in contact with. You get 15% off of all services by being a member at Oxnard Movement. That is an incredible deal. Reach out to him, let him know that you are a member at Oxnard Movement, and you will get a discount on services with him. He offers a plethora of different services, whether it's a series of coaching sessions, or it's ongoing coaching, or it's financial centered, or if it's value centered or life-based centered. He does all sorts of amazing coaching for people. Then another friend of mine that I want to highlight is actually a fellow member as well, just like Dusty is. Weiss Coaching by Ash Weissman. If you're here in the morning, sometimes even if you're here in the afternoons, you've met Ash and you have likely been inspired by her or motivated by her. In the past couple of years, she has stepped up big in her calling in her life and shifting careers drastically and really wanting to shift into being able to help people. She empowers individuals who feel stuck when it comes to achieving their goals. One of her big tidbits is, can I help somebody move from can I to I can? Ash works with youth, I would say youth, athletes, students all over Ventura County. So if you have students or athletes or youth that you would love to point her direction, or if you would like to work with her as an adult, she is on that list as well. She is giving away a free hour of coaching for all of our members. The next thing is First Form. If you are a member, you get a retail price for all of our First Form products in-house. So when we buy product, they allow us to sell their product at a lower price than what it is sold on their websites for. So that's the first discount. If you are a member and you want to shop through the online portal, you are now getting, for members only, you are now getting that same discount, but through the online portal. So if you want to order stuff instead of having it be in the gym and having it be delivered, you can also get that same 10% off of products just by shopping through the online portal on the website as well. Next up is two more members. We have PostNet in Camarillo. PostNet is a one-stop shop for printing, shipping, and business services. If you're there in the mornings, you'll likely have met Joe Cabral. He is a longtime member, and he manages/runs the space PostNet in Camarillo, and it is all things business related, whether it's print, whether it's paper, whether it's merchandise, it's probably got you covered. You get 10% off of all the services online and in person. There's a code that is on the members only website. The next one is Cecily Breeding, who is Dusty Breeding's spouse, wife. Cecily Breeding is a creative. She works on websites. She does photography and general design, whether it's flyers and post like marketing materials, things like that. If you are on the Oxnard Movement website, or if you've seen the Oxnard Movement website, she built that website. She does an excellent job. She has also done a ton of photos for us at Oxnard Movement. I fully believe that she does a great job with all of her services. So if you need a new website, if you need photography, if you need other marketing materials, she is the person to get in contact with. She's giving 15% off of all services as well, just like Dusty Breeding with the Skull and Bones Society. The next few are more geared towards maybe other businesses that we have in our communities. One of them is Gusto for payroll. We use Gusto for payroll for our staff. There is a referral discount. You can get, I believe, up to $500 off of your first few payrolls. Gusto is a super simple service. We love using it. So if you can get a discount because you need some sort of payroll, I would love to be able to share that with you. The other one is a business mentoring service that we actually use ourselves called Two Brain Business. We actually don't have a referral. We don't get paid by Two Brain to refer people to them. But if you are in a business that's in the boutique fitness, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's Pilates, maybe it's service, some sort of service-based business, Two Brain Business does a great job helping with mentoring. They have completely transformed how we run Oxnard Movement and how we are diving things moving forward into the future as well. So that is some of the services that are online. I want to also talk about some of the free downloads. There is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 downloadable documents on this webpage. I am only going to spend time talking about 2 of these. I could spend time looking at more of them, but the first one I'm going to talk about is the Manage ebook. We've got a bunch of them, but the first one I want to talk about is the Manage ebook. How do I manage my time? How do I manage my stress? In this, you're going to see 17 pages of content where we're talking about, hey, how do I better allocate some of my time? How do I de-stress some of my life? How do I decide what things are important to include in my day? How do I decide what things are not important to include in my day? We talk about a couple of different things. We talk about making a time diary. We talk about what's in our sphere of control. We talk about planning, acting, adjusting, and repeating. We talk about different ways to manage stress as well. We talk about seasons of life that's sometimes overlooked when we're looking at time or stress. And then just a little follow-up, some calls to action at the very end of this book. That is an awesome one that I would love to share with you. If you have not downloaded or read it, if you're a member, 100% go download that. It is free. You have access to every single one of these. The next one that I want to talk about is, what do I want to talk about? One of my favorite ones that I did recently, I've got a 6-week nutrition challenge. Oh man, that is a really good one. I've got a health assessment on here. I've got 2 different sleep ebooks. One of these is 8 tips to help you get better sleep. I've got a 5-week long walking/running plan. got a beginner's guide to starting CrossFit. I have a 6-week pull-up program that a lot of our members went through. I've got some high-protein sheet pan meals. This is protein meals that you can make in a sheet pan. I've got a couple of different nutrition setups. I have women in weights. Well, that's a really good one as well. Kind of diving into some of the actual science behind like weightlifting and women's health. And then like even maybe some like myth busting as well inside that one. The other one that I really want to talk about is nutrition related, and it's one I spent a little bit more time on, and it's a ultimate protein guide. In the ultimate protein guide, we're going to talk about obviously protein. We're going to talk about why protein matters. We're going to talk about how to calculate protein, how to calculate how much we need or where to find it. We're going to talk about how to record or track your protein intake. Then we're going to talk about a bunch of different protein sources, like how am I going to get protein? What are the most convenient? What are the most lean? What are the most consistent types of protein sources that we can get? Lean versus non-lean meats. And if I'm vegetarian, what am I looking at? How do I get some high protein meals that are not necessarily meat based? What are some snacks that I can be having? And then talking about protein for like long-term wellness. Why is protein an important macronutrient when we're talking about health, happiness, wellness, that sort of thing? That is a 17-page ebook. Definitely, if you would like to see that one, DM me or go onto the members page if you're a member and listen to it. It is a very, very good one as well. I'm going to just list out a couple of others. I have one that is keeping kids active after school, preparing kids for the school year. So this was right as school is kind of getting back into action. I got to write down some things of like, hey, what are some strategies for me to keep the kids moving? And what are some strategies for prepping everybody for the school year? Maybe that's a little bit less relevant for now, but hey, download it, keep it for this next fall, or even keep it for when we go back into winter break and then we're coming back into the school year. I've got the women in weights. I've got the protein guide, the sleep ebook, the nutrition challenge, the health assessment, 10 reasons why you are fit enough to start CrossFit. I've got a walking and running program, a lower body program. So if you're somebody who wants to do some extra work at home, or you're not yet a member, or you want to send this to a friend of yours who's not ready to start CrossFit, but you want them to have some sort of program, get on that. I have a health and fitness goal setting planner. I've got a 1 week of healthy eating. That's a grocery shopping list. So like all of the meals listed out, and then a shopping list, and then instructions on how to cook every single one of those meals. So if like meal prep is something that you super, super struggle with, and you want, hey, these are what the 7 meals are. Here's the ingredients that you need, and then here's how to cook them all. That's a prime one for you. Healthy eating guide, designing nutrition for a healthy lifestyle. That one is more education about what I should be eating. And same thing with another one I call What Should I Eat? That's another one that's based on what I should be eating. And then I've got an Eat Move ebook, a Manage Our Stress ebook, which we talked about, a movement ebook, and a sleep ebook. There's a ton of content on here that is ready for you guys to utilize, to use, to share. If you download one of these and you want to share them with one of your friends, please do so. I would love for you to share one of these with your friends. The more that this information can be put out there and used in a productive manner, the happier I am about it. We have some final news. We have some great news to share with you guys. As you know, I've been running Oxnard Movement since 2018, and I took over as owner and leader in 2021. It is closing on 2024. We're about to end our 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, our 4th year here. And it's always been my vision and mission to help as many people be healthy and happy as I possibly can. I know the influence that fitness, nutrition, and community provides that honestly, like we as a world are definitely missing. We need more community in our life. We need more fitness in our life, and we need better nutrition in our life. We want to be healthier. We want to be happier, and we want to be more fulfilled. And I think that there is real powerful steps being made forward through these avenues. And it is one of the biggest things that I can control or influence in my life and those around me in my community is to foster an amazing community like that. And Oxnard Movement has been a beautiful expression. I've got an incredible staff, an incredible team of coaches and other staff who care so much about all of you guys as members, as the community as a whole. It's an incredible thing to see. And we want to continue to see that grow and continue to see that build as much as we can. And so I want to officially announce that we are going to be acquiring the space CrossFit Ventura, which is a neighbor for us just down the road off of Johnson Avenue. I am getting to meet with those members very, very soon. We are very excited about this. We are neighboring gyms, and I want to be able to preserve the community that is there. I want to be able to enrich the community there. I want to be able to build the community that it currently exists and create as positive and as lasting effects as we possibly can. As we know, like if things are not led well or things are not done as they should be, it is really difficult to stay in business as a gym. And that's my last want for anybody in our community, because our community is such a powerful piece to so many people's lives. And I want to make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure that this community lives on and continues to thrive. And I want to be able to step in and help CrossFit Ventura do this as well. We are very excited about several different announcements that are going to be going on. I can't talk about all of the updates or changes or things that we're going to try to bring into the space or help with. We also know that community is very powerful and has been through a lot as well. And so they're super resilient, and we want to be able to bring out the best in their communities as well. But we also want to be able to join some of these communities and have an even larger or an even broader community of CrossFit Oxnard and CrossFit Ventura. This is one of the big reasons that we are doing an OG shirt sale and sweatshirt sale for the winter. We have some CrossFit Oxnard Remember Where You Came From shirts and sweatshirts. We would love for you to be able to support and wear one of those OG CrossFit Oxnard shirts as we welcome in this new piece to our community, CrossFit Ventura, as we welcome the members there, as we engage them in community events as well. My big vision is that each of our spaces and each of our gyms will have their own unique cultures and communities, but we will also have a communal culture or a communal community where both of our spaces can interact with one another, can attend mutual events of one another, and that we can build this broader or this larger community of people who are driven by moving often, by eating well, and by building themselves up, personal development, and others up through community and structure. We are super excited about this. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you are watching this on the podcast, congrats. You were some of the first to know in our space. You will also be getting an email as a member explaining some of the things that are going to be going on. These are very exciting news, and there's going to be more and more updates to come over the next several weeks as we move into a bit more leadership in that space. So if you've made it this far, you've definitely been listening to the entire podcast. You got to hear the exciting news. I am happy if you share some of that news with somebody else, another friend, another member. I'm also super stoked, super happy if you want to support us through buying a t-shirt online or buying a sweatshirt online. Near or far, we could definitely use your support. I will put links for those things down below in the show notes. Until next time, rate us, subscribe, like this video. We love putting these out to you. Next week, we should be returning with our staff interviews. We have a few more staff that I would love to be able to share with and for you to get to know a little bit better. Happy Thursday. We will see you all next week.